They know I got them vibes, so you know them fans watching me.
They in my chat with the shits. Oh, they must think they can stop me. See, we got rods on the scopes. Now don't get sniped out the lobby.
Is not on me now. Tell me, what do you see?
We send the vibes to the nation. LIB in our blood. We in the sky with this shit. Just think it came out.
See, it's 99% cap, 1% gameplay, 100% vibes. Don't bring that bullshit my way. Try your luck, go against the vibe. Where you fuck, you gon' think I'm Mike Grable the way I make them tighten up. You'll be lucky if you even score. You should read more, though I choose to live in peace. You should know I bleed war. I'm a recon man, one of the best in the sport. I keep a drone on my hip, I let it out to explore. They say the ops on the way. I see one, I know it's more. They just ran inside a building, my EMP gon' deploy. Make them panic, play support. Crypto going manic, they try to figure out how I do assault damage. Real just mark the surroundings, I know they can't stand it. Morosky sending out his ghost and they don't understand it. I'm headed to the high grounds to get a overstanding. Now you from a distance, see your partners, they just left you stranded. Damn, you know you headed to the lobby, right? Sorry for your awful fight, I admit it was easy. Get you some practice or you always die. I know you doing that ping thing. They gone, made it out of sniper range. Level 1 knockdown shield, been 7 minutes in the fucking game. I'm devoted. Hit you with the devotion, hear it wind up, quick motion. Now I'm headed with the wind to your partners, but I'm focused. See, GOAT just hit that beast on the hunt. Ghosts is ghosts, we reloaded, blow the EMP and we done.
They know I got them vibes, so you know them fans.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Yo, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Everybody that's tapped in on the blue, hit that like, share, and follow. Got Big Jeffrey Dub, KT2 the GOAT, Peace of Maine, Tyler Sage, Daniel Hall. Appreciate everybody tapped in on the blue. B Walker, happy Thanksgiving plate. Tapped in on the purple. Amazon Prime, can use the sub once a month on myself or any other content creator that you support. It's free to do it once a month. Don't let that go to waste. If you tapped in on the red, like, share, follow, comment, picture, tap in for the daily shop talks if you don't catch the live streams. And also tap in if you don't want ads, picture up to 50 emotes you can use without being a sub. Just follow the channel. Kick, if you're watching on the green, tap in with us. Ravens Joe, 1 year. 365 days, one revolution around the sun. I appreciate you, Chief. You stay tapped in, you stay calming, you stay here. Hey, look, I'm thankful for the community I got that taps in day to day to talk sports, gaming, lifestyle, whatever it may be. Yeah, Peace of Man. It's a clown show right now. Zay, what up? As y'all always know, Shotbybuddha is live, multi-streaming on 4 platforms. And this is the Shop Talk, the beginning of the stream before anything else happens. Any of y'all questions y'all have, and I always have our daily topics, the podcast portion of the stream. You can always watch these back on all the social media platforms, and I break them down on YouTube. Yes, I did get to Eddie George. He did drop. All right. Today, what grinds my gears? Absolutely nothing because it's Thanksgiving. But I do have to say that I have seen several Titan fans, several Titan accounts, several people that watch George Pickens show up and show out today, knowing that he's going to be in free agency. Let me stop y'all right now. The Dallas Cowboys are going to franchise him. He's going to get $30 million. They're going to work out some kind of a deal, and they're going to have 2 number ones in Dallas. Been saying that all along. It's wishful thinking to think top free agents like T. Higgins before, George Pickens now, Tariq Woolen, Alontae Taylor, Kayvon Thibodeau, Breece Hall, all these names that you hear of, guys that are getting ready to go after the bag in the offseason. Now, if this was the Tennessee Titans that were winning the AFC South pretty much every year, that had been to an AFC title game, had a number 1 seed in the NFL with top draft picks that turned into stars like A.J. Brown, Derrick Henry, Jeffrey Simmons, maybe then could you have brought in top stars like Julio Jones or Malcolm Butlers and Logan Ryan to come play. But reality is right now where the Tennessee Titans are at, you're going to get guys that have been waived and looking for new situations that may have been bad scheme fits or didn't get along with, didn't fit into the mold, kind of like Roger McCreary was for us, or Jarvis Brownlee. And you're going to get guys coming off an injury that people don't want to take a chance on. Who are those guys? Like Brandon Ayuk. Seeing the disaster the Tennessee Titans had with L'Jarius Sneed and Cheeto Awuzie, which is $100 million they spent on defensive back, I just don't see that being an option, them taking a chance on a high-paid player coming off of an injury. I just want Titan fans to be realistic with themselves. That's not being negative. That's not saying that we can't ever do that, but maybe by Cam Ward's year 3, year 4, will we be in a position that top name free agents will want to come here? And the easy answer to that question is we had to overpay Sneed. We had to overpay Cheeto. We had to overpay Dan Moore. We had to overpay Lockett. Like most of the people that we get that are questions anyways, we're getting somebody who we're having to overpay. And the guys that we do draft, we're not extending them early so that we get team discount. So that's kind of the topic of today, is seeing John Gruden open that box of Titans gear and the Twitter storm starting to rattle of, are they trying to woo John Gruden? Is it just a PR stunt by Mike Berganzi to stir up that a coach like John Gruden would be looking into Nashville to make it a more appeasable job, a more stomachable job? Because I'm gonna be realistic, as much as I love two-tone and blue, Tennessee Titan to the core, no coach and no free agent star first option is Tennessee Titans. A person coming here is a person looking for a second chance,
Let me teach you how to
a better
vibe.
opportunity, or coming off an injury. I just don't see any stars going to their agents and saying, hey, I got Tennessee Titans as my number 1 destination. We're not the destination right now, and we have to build that. We have to earn that back. We lost it, and it's other teams that's in the same position. So no, I do not see George Pickens leaving the Dallas Cowboys
Let
in
me
a
teach you
guaranteed
how to
$30
vibe.
million to come play on the Titans for $40 million, not knowing who the coach, not knowing who the OC, not knowing, the direction, or if he'll be a scheme fit in, if this offense will be good enough to get him the football so that he does hit incentives. So now that I've said that and I've got on my soapbox about that, because it's just delusional to think that the Tennessee Titans is the first option and that money, like, let me put this in perspective before we move forward with this. If you were Jalen Phillips or Dafi Owe or Tariq Woolen or George Pickens, and your agent came and said, the Chiefs or the Eagles are going to give you 30, but the Titans will give you 35. I don't think there's an NFL player that extra $5 million means that much to them that they would overlook the money and come. And, you know, some people would say, well, we got Cam Ward now, but we also don't have a coach. We also don't have an offensive coaching staff. All that's going to be hired. It's a lot of moving parts that has to happen before a decision like that would be made. And when you have ready-made situations like Josh Allen looking for a one, Patrick Mahomes, all these superstar quarterbacks that have a chance to go into their front office and say, hey, I want that guy. I want George Pickens. We would be dead. We would be at the bottom of the barrel to, along with several other teams, to where that player would want to come. We're gonna have to build talent like that through the draft process, and the guys that we get in free agency, I know they don't want to hear it. It's gonna be a lot like Hilaire Long, a former first round pick that fell out of favor in Buffalo, that quickly fell out of favor in Dallas, and for the Tennessee Titans' sake, he's more talented than everybody in our cornerback room right now, and we can just hope that because he chose us over the Jets, that it's a situation where he's trying to play himself into some money and it might work out for us. That's the reality of the type of people that we'll get that'll come to Titans. All right. Now I go through some of y'all questions. If y'all got some questions, shoot. Lock Kick, number one shoe plug in the city. Fonza, Bad Take, She, Mo. Appreciate y'all being tapped in. Let me make sure, because my multi-stream was acting a little weird. Kicks Wheel, what up? Want to make sure I didn't miss anybody on those other platforms. Dre Day, what's good, my boy? Happy Thanksgiving. If I missed y'all comment, I apologize. I was definitely trying to get through the opening credits. He said, we picked up Kair Elam. I keep saying Kair, it's Kair Elam. It's a tongue twister. Pause. Now I say go Cowboys. Cowboys ball today. Go get Jefferson. Minnesota don't need to waste his life away. The only thing about that is Kevin O'Connell is one of the better coaches in the league.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
I brought that up. That was one of my pods last year. Was they had Sam Darnold, they had Daniel Jones, and JJ McCarthy, and I said you have to seriously take a look at keeping Daniel Jones, who beat the Vikings in the playoffs when he was on the Giants, beat Kirk Cousins, and you have to take a serious look at not weighing too much on Sam Darnold's performance against the Rams in the playoffs and making a rash decision. It's worked out for the Seahawks. It's worked out for the Colts. It hasn't worked out for the Vikings. And I had several people in my comments that have since then disappeared, who said that JJ McCarthy could get double-digit draft picks and would be drafted ahead of Cam Ward if he would have been drafted this year. And I say absolutely not. So since that's been proven out to be true, you'd be looking at some kind of a trade package similar to Sauce Gardner to get Jay Jettis. Would the Titans pull that trigger? Would he want to go? I'm pretty sure he would get to choose to say whether he'd like to be traded and what teams would he prefer. And I still, even then, don't think his first choice is to go with another young quarterback because he's so established and he's in his prime. You know, the Rams have 2 first-round picks. They have the Falcons pick and their pick. The Rams could give it up to get Jay Jettis. And their offense, McVay could get him the football. That would put Puka Nacua with Jay Jettis and Tay Adams. Now that would be absolutely crazy. there's some other teams that are in a better position to bring in Jay Jettis. The Niners could go get him. The Bills could go get him. Teams that are already established could forfeit those draft picks to go get him. I'd love to have him. He was on the Under Armour commercial this summer with Cam Ward, but I don't see him going from an established play caller who's having a quarterback issue to come into a team that's going to have a new coach. I just don't see that. You are the hope. Don't be the delusion. Adeline, Adamel, now Mo. Oh, for sure. Happy Thanksgiving, Ravens. Joe. Trying to make all my streams pop up on my multi-stream.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
They got them all, but it's not showing all of them. I'm going to refresh it a couple more times, see if I can get that. It said find your digs. That's not realistic, though. That's not what we're trying to do, Pizza Man. Like, Diggs is cool, and he's working for y'all right now. Y'all could go get Jay Jettis. The thing about Diggs is that's exactly what I meant. Diggs was not a top free agent. Diggs was a guy coming off of surgery that the Texans decided to draft 2 wide receivers back to back in the draft instead of bringing him back, because they also still had Tank Dell as well, because they got Higgins and Noel, and they traded John Mechie. So you just have to look at it in the sense of the Tennessee Titans are not going to take chances on people coming off an injury. Bergonzi is the one who sent Snead to the Titans, so it's not like he brought Snead in. I'm just saying,
let me teach you
your
how to
team
vibe.
now can go after a Jay Jettis. Last year, y'all couldn't. Last year, y'all had to take whatever you could get. But Mike Vrabel was the right coach to bring in some more veteran-laid talent. Brian Callahan was not. Tennessee Titans is not in a position to where a top free agent. Y'all, the work y'all put in this season would make a top free agent come to y'all this offseason. Not where y'all were sitting last year. Where y'all were sitting last year, free agents is not dying to knocking on your door to come. And that's what I'm saying is y'all put in the work to deserve a free agent to want to come play with y'all. Favorite Titan legend coming soon? Who has got to be Steve McNair is my favorite Titan legend. I hate that my multi-stream chat is not working correctly. Said likely fumble at the 1. Is Team Diamonds giving them extra speed? Nope. Just 3 teams. Only thing giving you extra speed is the original Crystals. Yeah, no injured players. Tennessee Titans are not going after injured players, Rich. But it's disappointing to see fans that, think that I'm being negative because I'm saying I don't think a top free agent will want to come play with us next season. Now, could this change based upon us hiring a specific coach or offensive coordinator? Could this change by the draft that we have? Absolutely. But I will say year 1, the Commanders did not get those offensive free agents. Year 2 is when Deebo Samuel comes over. Even though it hasn't worked out, when you're a team that's down and trying to battle back, Nashville is nobody's first option to come as a top free agent. There's not enough money that'll make somebody bypass playing on a top team in the NFL as a free agent in their prime and coming somewhere that's in the middle of a rebuild. And I just need the fans to understand that. So get George Pickens out of your head. More realistic would be offering Brandon Ayuk money. I would not want to have Ayuk. The reason why I would not want to have Ayuk is because he just gave up guaranteed money. He wants out of one of the better franchises in the legacy franchises in the league. And if you spent a bunch of money on him and his intention and his attention is not on football first, that would mean some other places would have been then passed on him by the time we gave him a lot of money to come. So I would not want Brandon Ayuk. Dan Campbell says St. Brown commits only a week or two. It's an extra boost piece of man. He said relocate Tennessee to London. Why would we do that? Why would we do that? Piece of man talking about Madden too much. We'll talk about Madden later. I'm not interested in Madden. They said Alabama catching strays. Who sent the stray to Alabama? TJ, what up? Y'all got any questions? Shoot. Discord open. Happy Thanksgiving, TJ. I don't know why my multi-stream is not doing all chats on one chat right now. This is irritating. This is one of the more irritating things about the multi-stream at times is when I don't get all my chats in one spot, I have to look to too many places. Said Cowboys winning out. I need y'all to get to 8-8-1. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the multi-stream. It's not showing all chats in one spot like it should. It's kind of corny. Wonder if I can get a pop out. If I could get a pop out chat, then let me see something. Let me see something. See if I can get it to pop up. It's kind of corny. Yeah, I got Peacock up. I think in the third quarter they give us the some QR code, right? All right. Y'all got questions? Shoot. Do y'all think that the Bengals have rushed Joe Burrow back? All the different stuff that they're doing for Joe Burrow, I just don't see it. I think they may have rushed him back. I think Joe Flacco was playing good enough they didn't need to rush him back. All right. Topic number 2. Do y'all think that John Gruden PR was something the Titans did to try to make the coaching job more sexy? Did they dress it up? Or do y'all think that John Gruden is a realistic option at head coach in Nashville? Say you think they did rush him? Think they did rush him back? Didn't need to come back 3-8, now making the playoffs. Just let him sit out the rest of the season, especially if he gets injured worse or he makes it worse till this injury rolls into next season. Especially with Jamar Chase getting a suspension too. On top of that, like I don't necessarily know if that's something that I would have been pushing to do. So Titan fans, non-Titan fans, what do y'all think? Y'all think that John Gruden video was a PR stunt? Or do y'all think that John Gruden video was realistically them actually having a conversation with John Gruden about being the next head coach of the Tennessee Titans? What do y'all think? I just see what y'all think, because me personally, it looked like a PR stunt, but I want to see what y'all think. I don't want to cloud y'all judgment. want to cloud y'all judgment. Say I'm shocked the Chiefs are 6-6. I mean, I'm not shocked the Chiefs are 6-6. I mean, their division. We knew their division was gonna be tougher this year. We knew, like, Rashee Rice was gonna miss the first month and a half. I mean, we've seen it ain't like we haven't seen the Chiefs like struggle and kind of back their way into situations the last several years. I mean, I didn't see anything they did in the offseason to bolster their team to where their team, like, talent wise, was some marginally huge,
Let me teach you how to vibe.
hugely improved team from what we seen last year. They got their back blown out by the Eagles. You know, I have a screenshot saying the Chiefs wouldn't make the playoffs this year, and the Patriots are getting 12 wins. What if the Patriots get 12 wins and the Chiefs make the playoffs and beat the Patriots in the playoffs? That'd be one hell of a screenshot. Only problem with Gruden is he won't be around for the next 10 years. Realistically, though, like, what coach would be? I mean, in the modern era, Jeff Fisher is the only Titan coach that stayed around that long. You know, McVay, LaFleur. You know, Andy Reid. It ain't a lot of coaches that's sticking around for a decade these days. Even Bruce Arians got his Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. He moved on. So I get what you're saying. I don't know. I wonder, is that the deal? Is this a PR stunt by the Titans, or are they realistically doing this with coaching, with coaches that they interested in, for this? Now, I'm not gonna lie. This it might look goofy, but I would respect it if Bergonzi had an idea to say, you know, we're gonna treat this coaching hire different. We're gonna actually take our time and make Tennessee Titans a destination for a head coach getting ready to take a job, because they have a lot to offer to whoever the coach that does select the Tennessee Titans. You know, they do got a lot to offer. I know it seems like they don't, but they really do got a lot to offer a coach that'll be coming into the job. It'll be similar to the Bears job last year, right? Like, Ben Jones took the job knowing he'd have Caleb Williams. He'd know that they had made the Panthers trade, which would give them a lot of draft picks. You know, you get a clean slate, so to speak, to come in to pretty much paint a team however you wanted to paint it. But the Titans would honestly have more capital than even what the Bears had. He said that would be hilarious. I wouldn't be mad. I was just looking for improvement. Yeah, I mean, like the Patriots have everything to be excited about. You know, if you go, he said the matchup between the Jags and the Titans. That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm gonna get into that matchup. We're gonna get into that matchup in just a second. Then. Bro, this is making me so mad that my multi-stream is not in one chat today. Like, I wonder if I hit X and I turn this back on, will this work correctly? It probably won't, but it's just because I can't see my YouTube chat. Yeah, I can't see. I have to like click, and this is dumb, bro. But we ain't gonna trip. It said both pretty close to coming to fruition. My question: did they had talks when he visited the team when Brian Callahan was around, or I'm being delusional? I remember the people that the Titans was looking at when they hired Callahan, and I just remember Callahan coming and they said he was the guy. I heard that some Steeler media posted Mike Tomlin coming to Nashville, but those are more rumors than realistic, right? Mike Tomlin would be at the top of everybody's list if the Steelers let him go. Matchup between the Jags and Titans is you have Jacoby Myers, Travis Hunter. I think is still on IR. I don't know the status of Brian Thomas Jr. His injury. Jaguars defense could pose the same problems the Texans and the Seahawks pose. The main thing would be, and it has been for the last like entire season, when you playing a defense like the Jags that can get after a young quarterback, can the Titans run the football? I think the Jaguars offense is less powerful than the Seahawks that we just played, obviously with Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas out. But the strength that they will rely on now will be ETN and Basil Tootin. Titans did not do a good job of stopping Charbonnet and K9 on the edge running off tackle. We've struggled to stop people running off tackle since Femi left, and now Draymond is on the Ravens. Obviously, y'all watching him play tonight, so it's can they stop the run on the edge off tackle, and can the Titans run the football? I think they're gonna have to win up front. I think it'll be a closer game than people will notice. If you've been watching the Titans, they've been playing close ball games. It's just their inability to run the football, and this is the first step in the right direction with Elam. I know a lot of people are down on him, but you know, if we just don't have cornerbacks falling on the ground trying to guard receivers, we'll be fine. I think it should be a close game. I still got the Jaguars to win the game by a small margin, but this is the type of game the Tennessee Titans will win. No, Femi fractured his leg. I don't see any way that they rush him back before the end of this season. We would like to see him, but right now Jahad Ward and Arden Key are playing at edge, along with some backup guys like Jalen Harrell, those guys, Truman Jones, like type of guys been playing in that backup role. But I don't see Femi coming back because I don't think they want to take a chance of him re-injuring. You just want to be fully healthy come next year, because he's starting to come on at the time that he got injured in the Raiders game. He said the Titans are like 2 or 3 plays away from winning games. I mean, the Titans are getting more competitive in their games. If they would have played the way they playing now the whole season, the Titans would have won a lot more games. But the reality is, that's why I showed y'all the Titans' former runs in the timeline of how they went. I just want them to compete this year. I really could care less about number of wins. I know it'll be good for the actual players to win games and some fair weather fans that get mad and don't understand what they're looking at. But I think the number 1 pick is more important than winning a couple games. But if they were to beat the Jags and if they were like, let's say they beat the Jags and they split with the Browns and Saints, the Titans have the number 1 strength of schedule. So that would mean if we tie with a team, we won't get the first pick. So you got to ask yourself the question, like, do you want to win a meaningless game, or do you want the number 1? Yeah, Elam is up. And, you know, if you didn't get to watch the pod yesterday, it's up on YouTube. I kind of broke down what I thought about him and that move. And that's why today's conversation was so realistic, not being a hater, but also not being a delusional homer, that those are the type of guys that the Titans got to win on. the Elams, because realistically, let's say these last 6 games, he steps in and he plays like a starting corner, like they thought Amar Davis could play into or Baker Jr. could play into, right? Because Marcus Harris is the nickel. Let's say he plays into a role where you could say, hey man, I can see this guy being corner 2 or 3. He'll be cheaper than what we just paid Cheeto. We paid Cheeto 3 years, 36. We paid Snead 4 years, 76. I'd be comfortable giving a former first round pick. You know what I'm saying? Like a solid extension money to have him be corner 2 or 3. Because you're trying to improve to 53. Because if you get Alontae Taylor or Tariq Woolen or any of the big name corners and free agents, the Titans would have to give them $100 million contract. You probably could get Elam at a discounted rate if he plays well. So I think that's the way that they have to approach rebuilding the 53. You know, when you get Sebastian Joseph Days and the Arden Keys, you keep those guys and you sign them on shorter contracts. You know, kind of like Xavier Woods. 2 years, $8 million, it work out perfect. He's the perfect $8 million to spend it. He's the perfect guy to give $4 million a year to. Solid, can start, can play in the spell role, can play at any safety position, and he's not going to be the best, but he's not going to be the worst. He has an interception on the year, something that none of our cornerbacks have. So, you know, at the end of the day, you have to win. You have to win roster flipping like that. Yeah, I would like to see Michael Robinson. He's playing good on special teams. And apparently in Nashville, you have to do good special teams to get on the field to actually play football. So I wouldn't mind seeing Michael Robinson to see what he has, because I'm just of the opinion, like, put the young guys out. Let's see. He can't be like, none of these guys we got to me can be worse than Womack, Amar Davis. I think Baker Jr. is the best of our group of fringe roster, fringe practice squad DBs. Any more questions, man? Shoot, I love the questions. But that's something to think about, is, are they really, because I think this is a cool thing if every coach that they sent the media kit to like that, like they did John Gruden. I think that's kind of a cool thing. Q said the Ravens acting trash tonight. It's how the Ravens been playing all season, like inconsistent. You talk about a team that could go after Jay Jettis, the Ravens are. The Ravens are a team that could go after Jay Jettis. How crazy would that be? He said, I don't know if I missed the why won't players come to the Titans. It's a simple yet complex answer. Okay. Yeah. All right, Los. Y'all are the Rams. Y'all have Matt Stafford. You have McVay. You have Puka Nacua. Y'all let Cooper Kupp go. Y'all have a championship pedigree that's not a hard sell for Devontae Adams to say, I'm on the market and I'm talking to my agent. If the Tennessee Titans offered, I'm finna look at his deal, because I know what he was getting. He was one of the first receivers to get 30. Tay Adams was one of the first receivers to get 30 because he got his right around the time that Tariq Hill got his, right? All right, so I'm kind of like a Rolodex in the back of my head. I got Tay Adams' contract pulled up. 2 years, $44 million, $22 million a year, $26 million guaranteed, with a potential out in 2026. Okay. All right, so y'all are giving Tay Adams 2 years, 44. The Tennessee Titans could have called his agent and said, we'll give him 2 years, 50. Fully guaranteed. There's no chance that Tay Adams says, I'm going to go play in Nashville and be part of the rebuild after what he dealt with in the Jets and the Raiders, when he could say, I'm going to go play with McVay, Matthew Stafford, and Puka Nacua, and I know McVay can get me the ball to where I get 1,000 yards. Like, he this year is going to lead the Rams in receiving touchdowns because Puka Nacua's injuries. Because Puka Nacua was going to set records in the NFL this year if he didn't get hurt. So the thing is, Los, like, the talk came up because of George Pickens. If George Pickens gets franchise tagged by the Cowboys and they're going to give him 30, CeeDee Lamb is getting 38. It'll be something type of deal that they'll restructure similar to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, right? Jamar Chase wanted to be the highest paid. T. Higgins wanted to get paid. Callahan had just left from with Burrow, Chase, and Higgins, and we knew that the Tennessee Titans was after T. Higgins. T. Higgins would take less money to go play back with Burrow and Chase. Tay Adams would take less money to go play with Matt Stafford and Puka. So right now, if you're the Tennessee Titans, who have the most money in free cap space, says George Pickens will make you the highest paid receiver in the NFL, and Mike Vrabel call and say, come play with Drake May, make a little bit less than what the Titans are going to offer you, but you're going to be our number one. And he hangs up the phone. And the Bills call, and McDermott say, look, Josh Allen want to play with you. Pause. And he hangs up the phone. And the Broncos call and say, Bo Nix and Sean Payton want to make you the focal point of their offense. And he hangs up the phone. If he goes around the league, the Tennessee Titans is at the very bottom of places that he's going to pick to want to go play at. And that's not an indictment on Cam Ward. It's saying that Drake May was where Cam Ward was at last year. Year 2, they could have the number 1 seed in the AFC coming into the offseason with their money that they're going to have. A receiver would want to go play with a contender. The Titans overpaid for Dan Moore at left tackle. They overpaid for Lloyd Cushenberry. They overpaid for Tony Pollard. Like, the players that they get are people with injury history, or they have personal off the field issues, and we get them because we're the only choice that would give them what they want. Snead had already won Super Bowl, so he just wanted to get paid. No other team was going to give Snead the money we gave him, and we gave it to him, and it was an L. He said nobody wanted to go to the St. Louis, but even still, like, when y'all was the greatest show on turf, or when y'all had Goff and Gurley the first time, or now that Matt Stafford run, you got to be on a run. The last time the Tennessee Titans could make a free agent choose us over somebody else was when Vrabel first got here, and they brought Malcolm Butler and Logan Ryan, and you was able to get Julio Jones to come play with AJ and Derrick Henry. You see what I'm saying? It's a different sale. I FaceTime you on Mike Vrabel, and I got AJ Brown and Derrick Henry on the call like, hey, bro, come play with us, man. Like, they gonna get you the money. The contract gonna be even to what you was gonna get playing somewhere else. You ain't gotta be the number 1 guy, but you gonna get the ball. It has to be a situation like that we have to build. So by the end of Cam Ward's rookie contract, they may be able to get free agents that are the number 1 guys that people are after off the board to want to come play with a team while they're on their ascension. You know, like Jalen Phillips went to the Eagles because the Eagles just won the Super Bowl and they got a great defense. and he gets to go be a part of that. So you can get a guy like that to trade or say, hey man, I want to go play there. You can't get that if you're losing. And this concept of people think that the money is gonna make them show up. If you getting a player that would choose money over being in a better winning situation when it's very marginal, then it should tell you something about the player you're getting. Because every time we've done that, it's been an L. Pickens' contract is going to be nasty, but this the thing, Jeff. Put a franchise tag on him. Jerry Jones walks in the office. Dak Prescott restructures down from the 75 million hard cap he got back down to 50. And you take your 2 first round picks and you replace the money that Diggs is coming up free and pick another expensive player and come up free. The Cowboys can shuffle it that way. Because they could shuffle it through the draft and by getting Dak to restructure. Because hey, Dak, if you want to keep these 2 number ones, you got to be the person giving up the 25 million to make this thing straight. Because when you look at T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, it'll be something similar to that. Because Joe Burrow got his bag, and I can pull them up. Joe Burrow is a $46 million cap hit. T. Higgins is 24 and Jamar Chase is 23. You see what I'm saying? Like you could put it in bonus money and shuffle it out, because Jamar Chase is 4 years, 161 million, 40 million on an average salary. T. Higgins is 4 years, 115. So George Pickens can get something like T. Higgins got. You know, you getting T. Higgins is getting 28, 29 million a year. And you would have to get Dak Prescott to come down to where Joe Burrow is. 5 years, 275, 55 million a year. Dak would have to come down a little bit, and you could get them all to restructure to stay together. It could happen. I mean, exactly. And see, the thing about the Myles Garrett was, I'm pretty sure they sold Myles Garrett on, we're going to get a young quarterback early in the draft. And we're going to build around you. Because they made Myles Garrett the highest paid person, and they had Flacco and Pickett, and then the Deshaun Watson thing kind of had them in a loop. But you know, they go out and draft 2 QBs. If you Myles Garrett in the front office, say, man, we got Shador, who's gonna be the future. We're gonna put Mason Graham next to you. We're gonna draft 2 running backs and Harold Fanning. And after Deshaun Watson come off the books and we get all these 8 quarterbacks off the books, we're going to continue to build. Because the Browns is a more talented team than the Titans. It's a better roster. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, on that end, I thought that said a lot about Myles Garrett when he took the bread over wanting to go to a contender. It's like he can't be mad at nobody for being on a team that's at the bottom of the league. Just take that contract and lay in the bed with it at night. 2-time William D. He said a few things that y'all got: scenic location, but like I did it in the front office and on the field. No stability isn't inviting. It's not enough help. Defense is solid, but basically Big Jeff and 52 other players. I mean, that's a true statement. Because I think by them having the league's top cap, I think you really have to go back into Jeff and give Jeff more money and extend him. You need to extend Peter Skoronski early and make up a decision what you're gonna do with Chig, because you're right, Los. Like, there's no stability. You got a new stadium. You got a young star quarterback. Now, what they're doing with John Gruden shows they're trying to be creative into finding ways to get people here, right? You did the video with John Gruden. You got a new stadium. They had Roger Goodell there saying we're gonna have a Super Bowl in Nashville. they're doing the right things. They're trying to improve the game day experience. But I would say next season, by trade deadline and further, the Titans could pull a free agent signing like that. But just as it sits right now, the Tennessee Titans, I will say this. If it's a defensive player or a lineman, you could convince them to come. Because let's say you're a lineman on a team that they can't max your contract out, you're a faceless player anyways. Or if, let's say you a defensive back, in the city, like, I think Elam chose the Titans over the Jets because we're a worse cornerback room. He'll start, and if he balls, he could ask for the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, Titans, that would be a cheap fit. Like, he got a chance to play himself into some bread, but I don't see a situation where a top player that could make comparable money and go to a better team would choose a worse.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
He said, do I feel T Sweat is a culture fit? No. But I will say this, that, like, I don't know if you watched his documentary on the Titan website, on the Titans YouTube. T Sweat is playing next to Big Jeff. And you can't write him off because he was a ran guy. Like, Cedric Gray has turned into that guy. I think if T Sweat stay healthy the rest of the year and he does to his body, pause, what Jeff Simmons and JC Latham did, regardless of the production, I think that would show the front office, because you can't come into camp overweight and then get put on IR for a month. You see what I'm saying? Because if T Sweat was to get in their conditioning, in their weight room, and their dietitian, and drop a few pounds and just be a Vita Vea, a tank, I think he could be a culture fit. And I think that's why they didn't trade him. Because T Sweat is got a great personality for a big dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you just gotta hope as a front office that him being next to Big Jeff will rub off. Because Big Jeff, people don't remember, Big Jeff as a first round pick came into the draft and failed because of his off the field issues, and he's turned into the cornerstone in Nashville with what he do on and off the field. And that's why you couldn't get rid of Jeff at trade deadline this year. He mean too much to the city. He mean too much to the organization. And he's the guy that go talk to Cam Ward after he say, we asked. He's the guy that, go challenge the offense to be better. He's the guy that that T Sweat can look and say, man, this dude on a one-win football team is talked about so highly around the league, and it's probably going to be a Pro Bowler and get an extension. If I do what he doing, you know what I'm saying, I could have that too. That's how, because T Sweat would have been a first round pick if he didn't have off the field issues coming into the league. But those are the concerns, is his work ethic. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think if T Sweat was to drop like 20 pounds and just really lock it in, like conditioning and weight room wise, because right now, if you noticed in the Seahawks game, he had less snaps because they running 3 wide sets and running outside the tackles. They not running in between the tackles. They killed us running on the edge. And if you the Titans, like, you for sure want to make sure that the guys you got are taking their body and their health serious. A smart fool would be in for to sign a veteran O-line. The draft is where you get the dogs of the future edge and linebackers. Yeah. Reason why, but see, the thing is, like, that's why I was trying to explain to the fans is, at right guard, We paid Kevin Zeitler $9 million this year. It hasn't worked out. They paid Dan Moore $82 million at left tackle. He's been mid, but that's about what you expected, right? So your other two linemen are guys you drafted in the first round. So here is overpay for Dan Moore and Cushenberry and Zeitler, or we reached on a high draft pick and took Skoronski and JC Latham in top 10. You kind of missing your mark on both sides. I think you got to really say, we got Crenshaw Dixon, we got Oli Udoh, we got Drew Moss, we got Jackson Slater, Corey Levin, Blake Hands. I think you have to just try to move some parts and some pieces and bring in some veteran guys that you're not overpaying for, and develop you some guys in those early to mid rounds in the draft into some guys, because I don't like burning a high pick on the interior lineman, right? You burn a high pick on a tackle, but the last two first round tackles we taken, we move one to left guard and we move one to right tackle. That's the mistake. They should have left JC at left tackle and been playing Oli Udoh at right tackle and then built it that way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you can't burn first round picks online and burn high money in free agency. It hasn't worked. I think the best thing to do as far as free agency would be defensive
Let me
back,
teach you how to vibe.
rotational edge pieces. Like if you could bring Arden Key back, if you keep Sebastian Joseph Day, if you could throw some more veteran linemen that aren't as expensive and develop the tackles that you have. Jeremiah Love is running back 1. I don't see another back I would take in the first 100 picks. It's not like last year when you had Ashton Genty and Amarion Hampton and Quinshawn Judkins and Dylan Sant. Like, it was a lot of running backs last year. This year, not so much. So do you take some of your money and go after Breece Hall or K9? Can they be how DeMarco Murray came to mix with Khalil Mullins and Tajay Spears? Because Tony Pollard is solid, but you know, we spent $20 million on Tony Pollard. You know what I'm saying? Like, guy's a good pro, but they ran him in the dirt. Tim was good. The 45 ball. Yeah, see, JC, I think they rushed him back. They should have let JC heal. They should have put him on IR, because he came back up against Max Crosby, Mafe, Will Anderson. Like, you don't bring him back to guard. He actually has been playing pretty good in pass pro. He's got penalties from false starting, not trusting his body. Because if you seen him preseason, JC was moving like a super athlete. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could notice him jumping off the screen. He's got better at his pass pro, but he's a mauler. I haven't seen JC get behind his pass in the run game, so I don't think he's got his body confidence back, and I don't think that comes back to next year. I wish they would have put him on IR and just let Udoh rock at right tackle this year until like later. Like, he should be coming back now, not the time he came back. But that was Callahan trying to save their job. Struggle with the line until y'all got Kevin Dawson from the Steelers. And then it don't help that our offensive line coach got fired and he was the run game coordinator. So Bill Callahan was the offensive line coach and the run game coordinator. So at a time when a young first round draft pick tackle that you move positions is struggling, he doesn't have the guy who was teaching him how to deal with these highs and lows at tackle. You know, Bill Callahan, for what it's worth, you know, like, could have been, you know, working wonders with him behind the scenes. And then he's gone. Uplifting Stars, what up? So I'd say when they were saying at trade deadline, people wanted the Titans to do more, and they said this is kind of like an audition. I feel like that audition is for these defensive backs. I feel like the audition is for Chiga Convo. The audition is what is Khalil Mullins? What is Tajay Spears? What I hope that we get to see some of Crenshaw Dixon or some of Drew Moss or Jackson Slater. I hope we get to see some of these guys, because that might be what he was talking about when he said, I want to see some guys show me what they got. Because, you know, I think we in a position where, like, if you Baker Jr. or you Elam or you Arden Key has showed up since he came back off injury. He had at least one sack in every game since he been back. You know, Kevin Winston has came in, Marcus Harris. Like, if some guys just came in, solidified themselves, I think in some of these other positions, some guys are going to get a realistic chance to earn themselves a role on this team going forward in the future. Yeah, I think they should bring Chig back on a team friendly deal, and I'm gonna tell you why. Gunnar Helm is tight end 1, but Chig has led us in receiving, receptions, receiving yards, run after catch. Since he's been in Nashville, he's been the most consistent pass catcher. If you look at the last 4 years, and the guy's been healthy, he hasn't missed a game, and he has the right attitude. So don't let Chig be NWI. Don't let Chig walk, right? Don't let Chig walk to have to burn a draft pick that don't work out, like Josh Wiley, or don't have to be in a position that you could have gave Chig 3 years, 10 million or something like that, and you wind up doing what we did with Jeff Swain. We gave Jeff Swain $3.5 million. We gave Austin Hooper $6 million. You know, like, don't take yourself from something that you know what he is, which is Chig is always gonna be in the middle of the NFL in the pack when it comes to receiving as tight ends, not even being a featured guy. So I think you have to go with the known over the unknown when it's not going to cost you that much to say, well, we know that we got Gunnar Helm, Chig, and David Martin Robinson, who's caught a touchdown as a tight end this year. Let's go get another guy in the later rounds, you know, 5th or 6th rounds. One of them tight ends out of Georgia or Joe Riley. It's a few guys I've showed y'all in the late nights on the tape that, you know, there's some guys they could take a shot at to add into the room without it costing them nothing with all the draft picks that they got coming back. I would like to see the Titans keep the known over the unknown. You didn't want to give NWI $3-4 million a year and he winds up feeling disrespected and goes to the Dolphins, and then you wind up giving Tyler Lockett more money than what we would have given NWI for less production, because NWI had 500 yards and 9 touchdowns last year. There's not a receiver on our roster that's going to get 9 touchdowns this year. So that's what I mean by giving up the known, chasing the unknown, and then the unknown wind up being worse than what you could have had. Because that's not how you build your 53. You build your 53 like your Sebastian Joseph Days, your Xavier Woods, those guys that don't cost that much, but you know are contributory players to your 53. You don't get rid of those guys. You keep those guys. And Chig, I feel like, is one of those guys that ain't gonna be expensive. He's not like if you went after Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is gonna get you 10 million plus a year. I feel like you could work a team friendly deal out with Chig to make him comfortable. Any serviceable guys, and that's why I say when I go back and look at the old Titan squads and you look at who they had, those rosters were stacked. You know, those rosters, you know, the Michael Pruitts, the Ferksers, Deontay Foreman and Dontrell Hilliard at running back. You Kalu, Darren Bates. Like, we had those guys that were not the stars of the team, but guys you knew him from making plays in the positions that they was in, because you had Ty Smith and Jonathan Cyprian, but then you drafted Kevin Byard and Amani Hooker, and you had Logan Ryan and Mac Bees, but you still had your Jackrabbits, your Buster Screens, you had your Elijah Moldens. You had all those guys mixed into that role, and the total 53 was just better with playmakers, the guys that can step in and make plays.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
Easier to transition to the NFL on offense or defense. Depends on the position. Depends on the position. Depends on the position. I would say defense though. If you just ask me offense or defense, I would say defense. Like in defense, you could be shown little by little and just had to get used to this play speed, because it's the same thing you've been doing, but it's just going faster. And recognition of what you're looking at, and that everybody you playing against can bust your ass. Pause. On offense, I think it's a little bit harder, because if you was an offensive lineman, you could just rely on athleticism and not technique. Same with defensive line. Linebackers, running backs on offense used to just running the ball. Okay, you in the NFL, you ran for 2,000 yards in college. I need you to pick up this linebacker in blitz protection. So most young running backs struggle in blitz protection. You got receivers in the NFL on offense is probably the easiest spot for somebody to step in, but tight ends is different. Gunnar Helm was a receiving tight end in college. You get in pro, when you do a pin block, it's Will Anderson, it's Max Crosby. It ain't as easy for you to pin block Max Crosby or Will Anderson. They'll push you on your back and go hit your quarterback, and you'll be on the sideline. So I think in a lot of positions, you just asked to do more. But I think it's overall easier for a person to step in.
Let me teach
like
you how to
Marcus Harris,
vibe.
they let him play outside, and by the time he became a starter this year, he's playing nickel. So it's like he got to see outside for half the season and then go in and play nickel and kind of learn on the fly, but given different responsibilities. Cam. Hey man, Cam was always first. I don't know where that straight came from today, but happy Thanksgiving, Cam. Lil D, what up? I'm over here minding my business in the Tennessee Titan media group chat, arguing and beefing. And then here come Cam as always first in here, just like banging on the Tennessee Titans. Hey, when does this QR thing come up? Third quarter about to start. When does it come up? Does anybody know when it's cute? Because the third quarter just started. Driller, what up? And the crazy part, Cam, is I was catching hell in the Tennessee Titans group chat because the QR code to get the players from the Madden cast tonight. But I was having a debate with the Tennessee Titan in the media chat, because some of them think that we can get a guy like George Pickens in free agency. I was like, no, we absolutely cannot. Like when we had Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, Mike Vrabel, and we was at the top of the league, you could get free agents to come sign here, top free agents, but not in the condition we in now. Like, there's nobody in their right mind that would leave from playing with a competitive football team to come play and rebuild with the Titans. Maybe like year 3, Cam, going into year 3, year 4, we can get guys like that. But right now, like the Tay Adams, the T Higgins, the George Pickens, the Tariq Williams, they're not choosing Nashville. They're just not. Oh, for sure. I ate good today. No, he's not. But I'm saying, like, I respect the fact that the front office is saying we're not the culture fit to bring in a guy like that, because he's saying we have to build that and be a winning team to be able to tell this guy that tells the offensive coach, man, throw me the ball. Like, well, we were winning before you got here, bro. So stick with the game plan. They're not in a position to do that right now. Titans in the foundation, no top free agent to go to Nashville, no solid foundation. Got to build through the draft and put the right pieces around Cam first. Yeah, there we go. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's logical. They telling me I'm negative and pessimistic. I'm like, no, like, bro, there's nobody more optimistic of Cam Ward and the Titans than me. But I'm also the most realistic, unbiased person in media that deal with teams I like, because I'm going to be uber critical of them. And having Bergonzi in the front office send John Gruden a media kit on Thanksgiving is a way to try to make people see this is a team that's going to get a Super Bowl, a new stadium, number 1 draft pick at quarterback, that Chimere DK and Jeffrey Simmons and maybe Cedric Gray will be Pro Bowlers. Scoro has played good enough for that, but I don't think Scoro will get the nod. So it's like they're doing the right things. So they're trying to appease the coach. You get the coach and the staff in. You get the coach and the staff in, and you get the number 1 pick and trade out of it. You could be what the Bears is this year. You could be what the Patriots is this year. You could be how the Broncos turned it around fast. You could be one of those teams if the right coach comes here. But this year, this offseason, we was able to overpay a cornerback dealing with a drive-by shooting indictment, allegedly. We overpaid. The card that we're going to get, the Cheetah Bay Awuzie, is a guy we paid $36 million. He's getting paid $2 million to play in Baltimore. Like, that's the reality. Is like, even when I said Jair, they could, but Jair went to the Eagles. So it's like Jalen Phillips went to the Eagles. The people that I was saying that they maybe could try and get and extend went to the Eagles. They're not bypassing the Eagles, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Rams, the Niners. They're not bypassing those teams to come to Nashville. So that's all I was trying to say, was like, it's not negative. It's just not delusional to think that a 1-win football team would be the premier landing spot for somebody who's gonna get a bank load of money anyways. So it's the same. T Higgins could have got more money coming to Nashville, but he got 4 years, 115 and to stay with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. You see what I'm saying? Like, we could have gave T Higgins more than the 4 years, 115 he got. We probably could have gave him 4 years, 140, 150. We could have gave him what DK Metcalf got, what, 150 million. We could have did that. Reality is, we had to overpay for Dan Moore, Kevin Zeitler, Tony Pollard, L'Jarius Sneed, and Cheeto. But all these guys were people that had injury issues or question marks about them. They weren't like the top sought after pieces on the board. Xavier's a nice receiver. Why they try to bash him? I think he slapped him in the face. I think this week Xavier Restrepo, Shedeur Sanders, there's some young guys in the league that got their get back. It was a thing. To me, the coaching staff didn't want to be wrong about him. They kept talking about special teams and all these things, and when they put him in there, the boy is just a gamer. And even in the press conferences this week, them saying things like, well, Cam has rapport with all the receivers, not just Strep, or he made some good plays. Here's some plays he'd like to get back. That's just coach speak. We all know that they don't want to say something that could have helped our young QB all season. We was too busy trying to get Tyler Lockett the ball than to put energy into our young guys that's here. That's what that was. They didn't, like, sometimes people just hate being wrong. People downplay Chim route running. Is that so? I think because they only seen Chim as a slot, but I just thought they was using him wrong. Like when you look at other teams, like Chim is 6'1". He's not like a 5'8", 5'9" guy. He, you know what's crazy? Even in the game when he ran the punt back, they didn't try to get him the ball after that. Before the end, they was talking about his blocking. Like, why is Chimray DK blocking for Tyler Lockett? Like, you should put another receiver out there to be blocking for Chimray DK to get the ball. Like, are y'all high? So, like, those are the things that I think about when I see the Titans. Is like, they go about doing things the wrong way. I don't think that he has bad route running. I think that they was misusing him and didn't know how to use him, because they ran a rub route for him Sunday and he scored the touchdown. And you think about if they would just give him more of a workload, I think he even gives you more, because Aomana was the one struggling with the routes, not Chim. Now I think people are starting to see why Chim was drafted ahead of Ao. But I think Ao will be fine. I just think he got beat up by not being expected to give so much, and then giving so much early, and then kind of burning out and now having a chance to reset. Because he might have been more hurt than he led on. Reason why he's been out for a while anyways. He might have been trying to play through that. You say it's bogus. It is true. It is bogus. But that's also another reason why it would be hard for a free agent to come here. They're like, well, y'all got good receivers on the bench. Y'all not playing them. Or y'all didn't. Like, a person could, on one hand, a person can say, y'all had Nick Westbrook get 9 touchdowns and let him walk when he could have been a $3 or $4 million signee a year. Y'all got Lockett. Lockett asked for a release and has been more productive on the Raiders. Damn, they was using Lockett wrong. Then you see Chim DK lead the NFL in all-purpose yards and score a touchdown. Like, and they was using Chim wrong. Then you see Ao, who started out as the number, like, making the most plays. And you see Van Jefferson making some plays. You like, then you see Restrepo come in and make plays. Like, man, they not finna go there. I'm not finna go there so they can misuse me. And like, that's what the fan base have to see. Is that's what, from the players' perspective, is, man, they misusing people. They got people that's good that ain't getting their shine. Man, I'm just gonna go somewhere else. Like, and that's the position that they don't want to be in, that they starting to get themselves into, that they need to make sure they get themselves out of it quick. Is don't become the team that people like, man, you don't want to go play with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't become that team. Yeah, they're gonna push the Shador Cam Ward thing, but you know, and I think it's been proven out that, like, teams missed their mark on a lot of players in this draft, because it's not about Cam Ward and Shador. You know, it's about the Titans and the Browns. And, you know, let's say the Browns beat the Titans and Cam Ward play good. You know, it's like, people won't even see that. If the Titans lose and Myles Garrett is all over Cam Ward because Dan Moore can't block him, it should be an indictment that you spent $82 million on a left tackle that can't protect your rookie quarterback, whether you had Shador or Cam. And then if Cam beats Shador, you know, it's like, it's going to be a lose-lose. Sometimes people are going to try to find the negative in all the situations. I could care less. I could care less the outcomes of the game. I just want to see Cam progress and get better. Has anybody seen this QR thing? That's for has anybody seen this Peacock QR thing to get these players? I'm over here, got my eyes peeled because I need that Cheeto to put into my lineup. If I get that Cheeto in my lineup, I have Darian Porter, Samari Roll, and Cheeto, and I could decide whether I want to keep Aqib Talib or Tariq Woolen at fourth corner. Man, what a catch from Hudson. Keep the questions coming though. I'm enjoying the questions, y'all. And as always, if anybody disagree, Discord is open. Chat is open for anybody that don't agree. But I can y'all think of a time in recent memory that a team has been bad and a big name free agent has signed with a bad team? I've seen people re-sign like Myles Garrett out of loyalty. And if you see somebody, like when the Titans got L'Jarius Sneed, everybody's radar went up. Like, what's wrong with him? And he didn't play the whole first year. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Jaguar fans were not mad about about not getting Calvin Ridley, because when we got him, we got fair market on Calvin Ridley, and he produced when on the field. But then you seen the Jaguars draft Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter, and you like, dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? Like, you paying Calvin Ridley $28 million, and the Jaguars got Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter at receiver. So it's like, you have to just look at it like that. Is Titans need to build skill position stars through the draft, and I think they've done a commendable job of that. This being one of the best drafts the Titans have had. Only draft class I can think is better than this is the 19 and the 16. 19 and the 16 is the only draft class that I say could compete with this draft class. And we still got players that haven't even got their shot yet that's about to get their shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, this draft class is Cam Ward, Chim DK, AO, Gunnar Helm, Khalil Mullins, Jackson Slater, Kevin Winston Jr., who been balling, Femi, who was starting to come on before he got hurt, and then Strep, and then Crenshaw Dixon is undrafted free agents. Like, not only had the Titans used to be good at drafting and getting undrafted free agents to step in and be, you know, Aaron Brewer, NWI, like those guys as undrafted free agents that's heavy contributors. Is that what wide receiver do I want in the draft? Now it depends how far the trade back. Now we all certain the Titans are going to trade out of one if they get one. Now, if you trade him back like the Browns did last year and still top 5, then the only people you could burn a top 5 draft pick on is going to be like Carnell Tate, Makai Lemon, or Tyson. Like kind of how T-Mac was this year. Like, and then make it like you have to go that high. I say for the, like, if you going top 5, top 10 pick, it's got to be one of them 3. If you going, let's say you trade back and it's the Cowboys, or you trade back and it's one of these other teams, and you outside the top 10, then, you know, you got to think about towards the back end of the first round. You got to think about Concepcion. You got to think about Brazil. You got to think about Chris Bell. It's going to be some more guys. Like, it's a lot of talent at receiver. Just depends on how far you trade back. But me personally, if the Titans is still in the top 5 position when they trade back, or top 10, you got to be trying to get Reuben Bain or Arvell Reese. If you get outside of that, you got to go best player available. And I think in the second round, you will be able to get a really good receiver. Like the Chargers got Lad McConkey in the second. We got AJ Brown in the second. At the back end of the first round and in the second round, it's always going to be a lot of good receivers. So let's say the Titans traded back and they got 2 first. One was at the top and one was at the bottom. I think you go edge first, and at the bottom of the first round, if there's like one of the guys that fall down that's in that first round, you gotta shoot. You gotta try to take your shot. I mean, second round wide receivers: Nick Harbor, Jeremy Bernard, Jacoby Lane, Brazil at Tennessee. It's gonna be some goons in that day too at receiver. And then in the late rounds, Nick Anderson, Barry and Brown, some guys I got my eyes on, guys that could potentially fall into the late rounds that you could take a shot at. But if I'm the Titans, Tim DK, Aomana, Strep is the 3 I bring back. I might could put Van or Prochet as like my 6th guy that's like / special team / receiver that's capable. And I try to go into the draft and get 2 good receivers. You know, so, you know, if they was to trade back and be at the bottom of the top 10, and you talk about putting like Carnell Tate and like Carnell Tate and Barry and Brown, Carnell Tate and Nick Anderson. Like, look at the Texans. Texans got Nico Collins. They got Tank Dell. They got Higgins and Noel. Like, they could just go 6-4 across the board and just throw stop routes. You see against the Bills, 10 yards turnaround catch. You can't stop that. The Cowboys did it today. You know, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens get isolated and run them 10-yard stop routes. Defensive back can't do nothing but hold them or let them dunk. Not on Thanksgiving, talking Titans, nigga. How was dinner? Man, food was good. Cake was better. Coffee and cake is what's up. What's good, 2 times? He said there's the code. Where's the code? Where's the code? Brazil. I like Brazil. Where's the code at? Where was it at? Did I miss it? Like, I'm talking and watching, but I ain't see the code. They did it for like 30 seconds. Oh my God, bro. I missed it. I missed it. Cause I don't got the audio on. I can't hear it. Oh my God, you can't be serious, Keith. I wonder if they gonna put it back on the screen. Man, I'm so mad. What does a third round pick contract look like? Like probably 4 years, 8 to 10 million. Let me look. I'll show you what Kevin Winston Jr. contract looks like. Kevin Winston Jr., third round pick of the Tennessee Titans. 4 years, $6 million. 4 years, $6 million. Nothing crazy. Oh no, I got it now, but I got the screenshot. League minimum like 800-900K. League minimum is like 800-900. Said Cheetah been playing good. Cheetah who? Gary, what up? Cheetah who? Oh my God, the JJ McCarthy stand. Some of the worst. How would you feel about John Gruden? KT say you'll pass. I think it's smart though, because John Gruden is highly regarded, and him doing that on Thanksgiving may give some coaches the thought of like, are they really are they really taking a look at John Gruden? You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's something that you have to look at. That's actually smart though. Smart PR move. But yeah, Steven, NFL 800-900K is usually around league minimum. I said John for Giants. Now it's cool for Titans. What you mean? What you mean? Comedy must ain't seen what we looking at. I mean, is he hungry? Yes, but he wouldn't be one thing if Denard stays and Foster stays. I mean, I was impressed with his knowledge of Tennessee Titans history. Now that I'll have to I was in like you can't say that you wasn't impressed by his knowledge of Titans history. You had to say that you have to say that you was impressed by that. You said he was out of the league. No. No, 2 times. Hey y'all, 2 times. Put the blunt down, man. Put the blunt down. I don't know if you had seen this 2 times, but this is where we got the conversation from. John Gruden had made a post on his social media for Thanksgiving. Hold up. Look at 2 times over there shaking in his boots. Two times over there shaking in his boots. Now this was John Gruden today.
Hey Jake, you're not gonna believe this box that came. It's one of the heaviest ones, and it's from the freaking Tennessee Titans, man. Unbelievable how big and heavy this box is. Look at that logo right there, the Titans. I mean, that's a cool logo, man. You know, this Tennessee Titan, they used to be the Houston Oilers.
Cheeto.
Titan blue, red, white, and silver colors. They got navy blue. I think it's a cool logo. I know it's been a tough year for the Titans, but it's Thanksgiving. We got a lot to be thankful for. This is where Jeff Fisher used. I remember when Jerry Glanville and Bum Phillips, freaking Mike Vrabel. They got a history of great coaches. I mean, Sid Gilman coached for the Houston Oilers back in the day, but now they're in Nashville, Tennessee, AFC South. Can't even open the freaking box. Unbelievable. Look at this stuff. Tennessee Titans.
Oh, man.
You start thinking about the running backs of the Tennessee Titans. I know they got Tony Pollard right now, but how would you like to have these backs? Let's just start with Earl Campbell, the Tyler Rose. Let's go to Chris freaking Johnson. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah.
2,000 yards rushing. How about Eddie freaking George, man? Woo! How about the king, Derrick Henry? All Tennessee Titan, Houston Oiler alumni. You remember Mike Rozier? I do. They've had some great backs, man. This is where Steve McNair, the great Air McNair, played quarterback. There were some great Tennessee Titan teams, man. You know, you remember Dan Pastorini, Kenny Stabler. I remember Jake Locker. I remember Vince Young and Marcus Mariota. They were on Gruden's QB camp. Look at those pants right there. You like the Navy?
I do.
I do. What are you looking at? You thinking about taking some of this? Look at this right here.
Yeah, it's nice.
You know, when I coached against the Titans, I mean, remember, they won the AFC South, I think it's 2002, 2008. Recently, too, man. 2020, 2021. I remember blocking these guys, sitting in meetings, going, who's going to block the freak, Javon Curse? Do you remember him? They had this guy named Kyle Vandenbosch. He wore, like, red contacts. He looked like a devil running out of the tunnel. The guy never got tired, man. You like that?
Yeah.
How about Jarrell Casey? How about that guy, man, from USC? He was a pain in the ass to block. Kevin Carter. Freaking A, man. Jeffrey Simmons. Have you seen Jeffrey Simmons play? He still is got 2 cases of whoop ass. Look at these things right here.
Oh, nice.
You like
yeah.
that right there?
I do, yeah.
They used to have this tattooed guy named Jason Babin. Man, that's a sweet logo.
Very
Explain
sweet.
that. How do you explain that logo right there?
It's like a Tennessee State star ball thing on fire. It's cool.
Albert Hainsworth. Back in the day, they had this big, tall, beautiful guy. We got him in Green Bay named Sean Jones. They had some kind of defensive tackle. I think he was from Texas A&M. Ray Childress. He was unbelievable, too. These shorts are great feeling. You like those?
Yeah, nice.
Remember Jerry Glanville? You remember some of the great freaking Houston Oilers players? Elvin Bethea, Greg Bingham, Mike Barber at tight end. I had some friends that played for the Titans. Guys like Frank Wycheck. I got to coach him in the Pro Bowl. Feel that right there. Is that sweet?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you start feeling the linemen that came through here. Guys like Bruce Matthews, Michael Roos, Brad Hopkins. They had a center named Kevin Mawai. He used to flick the ball back there in the shotgun. He had this flick. It was unbelievable. The Tennessee Titans,
hell
man.
yeah.
Look at that. Keith Bullock at linebacker. Stephen Tulloch. Avery Williamson. God, Wesley Woodyard. Man, they had so many great players. They'll have more.
Holy.
How about having Cam Ward right now? Let's go, Cam. Freaking A, man. Let's get this program rolling again. Look at that right there. Golf shirt. Feel how smooth that is.
That's nice.
You ever see Delaney Walker?
Yeah.
The guy could play about 12 different positions. Running back, tight end, wide out. I mean, he was a hell of a player. They've had so many. Look at that right there. You like it?
It's a nice blue.
Damn right it is. They just can't get over the secondary, too. They used to have this guy named Samari Roll playing. And you know who my favorite all-time Tennessee Titan was? His name was Cortland Finnegan. He was the meanest SOB in the history of the Titans. He'd go out there against Andre Johnson and start fights. Now, you want to see something that'll really get you fired up? How about this, Haywood Jeffries, Kenny Burrow, Billy White Shoes Johnson. Do you remember him dancing like that? He went to Widener College. Widener sent us his jersey. Would you look at this? Oh, my God. Look at that. That's the silver I'm talking about in their color scheme. They got silver. They got, look at this navy blue shoe right there. Silver, blue. I wonder if they got a red one in here. Holy smokes.
Any favorite shoes?
What are these? What are those? Those are some kind of waffle shoe. Look at that. You're walking around like Mike Rozier, A.J. Brown, Derek Mason, number 85, used to wear these shoes, man. You ever seen Derek Mason on third down? Good God. These are some great, great things. This is one heck of a golf shirt right here. To Coach Mike McCoy, the Adams family, the Titan Nation. We got a few games left. Let's just be the nightmare for everybody else this season. Let's end some people's dreams with some great wins down the stretch. Let's have some fun. Go Titans. You ever been to Nashville lately?
I've never been.
It is a blast, man. Look at this. It just got me feeling nicey. I'm gonna put this on right there. Feel like Ryan Suckup kicking a field goal. Al Del Greco. You like this hat?
Yeah.
Look at this right here. T-Rack, their mascot. What shoe would you wear?
I like the waffle.
I do too, man. Thank you guys so much. Stay with this team, man. They're young. They're on the rise. Let's go. Let's go. Happy Thanksgiving. Hey, Jake, you're not.
Now, y'all tell me 2 times. That's why I say I ain't trying to steal your sauce 2 times, but we seen that on. I was getting tagged to that all day. That post that's what John Gruden put on his page today. Is that Amy trying to get with him? But I'm saying, like, that ain't the right number, though. They've had 20 coaches in franchise history and 7 in Nashville. I had to look it up. So I don't know what that 10 stands for. So what y'all think? Do y'all think that's a PR stunt to make the Titans look better than, like, more of a destination of a job that Mike McCoy called in a favor? Or do y'all think that that's something that y'all think they really have shot their shot at John Gruden? What y'all think? Your honest opinion, like, no answer is wrong. What y'all honest opinion today? Because you gotta think, you know, I was telling you about, I didn't think John Gruden because he's going through a lawsuit. Roger Goodell came to Nashville last week, so, you know, if Roger Goodell came to Nashville and then this happened in the same week, if they did interview him or did ask him about being the coach, it ain't like they didn't just have Goodell. So it's interesting to see, because I wanted it from y'all perspective, because I could be looking at it at two. I seen some stuff in there that I didn't see the first time. He was like, let's get this turned around. You know, have you been in Nashville lately? Like, blessings, bro. It's good to see another year as you get older. Oh, for sure. Blessings. Q. So what y'all think? Do y'all think that was a PR stunt to try to make the Titans look like a better job for a coach? Or y'all think John Gruden gonna have
Let me teach you
got
how to
something going
vibe.
on in Nashville? What y'all think? Because he mentioned Mike McCoy at the end. Like, Mike McCoy, let's get this thing turned around. Don't give up on this team. Like, yo, Mike Phillips say best feelings in the game. Oh, for sure. How was your holiday, bro? I'm over here watching the Ravens Bengals game. Ravens out here struggling. Ravens out here struggling. It's crazy watching Cheeto on Jamar Chase and knowing that we paid him to play in Baltimore this year. It's tough. Said Ravens the biggest disappointment in the league. I think he became the coach. Only thing changed his offense, who Gruden recruited to become coaches, so I can see them keeping the same mindset. Man, this is crazy if John Gruden really is. Like, what is this situation with Gruden, though? Lawsuit drop if he allowed to come back. Could be. He said, yeah, we done. Tic Tac Titan say he think the video is more of a reason that Gruden won't be the coach. That's why I think it's more of a PR stunt. Y'all done with Harbaugh? I think it's just more of a PR stunt. That I'm going with my gut to say that I think it's more of a situation of like he probably was there They probably said we're gonna send you some. He picked great timing to put it out. No, he picked great timing to put it out, and then put it out at a time where on their coaching search it might help them. But for y'all though, if y'all get in the playoffs, Q, it's worth it because y'all got a team that can make a run. If your team ain't a team that can make a run, I say that, but y'all got a team that can make a run. Like he probably got it and just now got around to opening it and did it at a time to where Mike McCoy probably called in a favor. Like, should have been done and got out coached by Mike to the Steelers and many a times. But I mean, the Steelers want to get, it's some Steeler fans that want Mike Tomlin to go. So, I mean, I'm going to say this. For y'all got Harbaugh and they got Tomlin and the Packers got LaFleur. Some of y'all just don't know how good y'all got it. Y'all could have Brian Callahan and Mike McCoy coaching. Kiffin staying at Ole Miss. I don't know, man. I'm really saying like the LSU and Florida jobs have long term got more to offer Kiffin. In the short, Kiffin can stay there, win 10 wins, 9-10 wins a season, and make all the money in the world. In long, if he want chance at like multiple championships and, you know, to be on the scene, like his best chances at Florida, LSU. Falcon fan, I take Tomlin. That's what I'm saying. Like for some of the teams, you know, the Browns fans, the Titans fans, the Jets fans, the Cardinals fans, the same, like all these teams that's at the bottom of the barrel, bruh, if y'all don't want them, we'll gladly take some of these guys we mentioned. Wow, he made the kick. He said he looked lost every time the cam on him. I mean, that's just a Harbaugh look. John and Jim always look like that. Like Jim Harbaugh looked like he could be on Stranger Things and not have to change nothing about himself. That's my thought about you just need to watch it again. That's all that it means. You gotta rewatch it. I was like in a food coma, so I was like kind of in and out of it while we was watching it. I gotta watch it again anyways. I'm finna go give me another piece of cake too. That pound cake hit. They just gonna have to make another one. Fuck it. Man, the pound cake is what got me, man. Pound cake is what got me. Dutch apple pie, that sounds good. Boy, if you had the Dutch apple pop brownies, you put some ice cream with that shit, it's over with. We over here getting fat. Peanut butter pop. Brownies really hit. I ain't gonna cap. Brownies really hit. He said no peanut butter pie. Never heard. Man, you know Jeff from Texas. Yeah, I got Eddie George. 770. My Albert Hainsworth sold, so now I just need to get my coin back up to get Albert, and we good. It's crazy that Ravens is getting built from the Bengals tonight. I would have hit on my prize pick, but the tight end for the Green Bay Packers didn't catch the ball. I just needed one catch, bro. I just needed one freaking catch. John Fitzpatrick didn't catch the ball, bro. Chase Brown touchdown. Yeah. John Fitzpatrick let me down, bro. Just needed a catch. I would have hit 6 for 6. How did he drop that? Oh my God. Like somebody teach this kid that caught the ball to turn on his back. Pause. All he had to do is just fall and turn on his back. He caught the ball and let the ground knock it out. All you gotta do is just fall and turn. AFC gonna come down to tiebreakers this year. Titans not beating the Chiefs. Ravens offense looks so ass. Ravens offense looks so ass, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, the stuff that they doing is just doesn't make sense. I don't understand, like, what they trying to run. Colts, Patriots, Broncos. I know Daniel Jones supposed to have a hurt leg. If he got a fractured leg, then it's over. Weak ass man, defense by line got exploited. Got to get exploited next week. See, now you getting to the point where like attrition matters, like who's healthy. Some teams gonna get healthy at the right time, some teams is gonna be unhealthy at the right time. They still can win 2 games. It ain't guaranteed though. That's the thing. It ain't guaranteed. Oh, Chase Brown. The Ravens got too much talent to play like they play. They playing like they ain't got no heart. But then too, like y'all are running into that spot of like Mike McDonald, Denard Wilson, all the coaches y'all had is y'all lost a lot of coaches. Like y'all lost a lot of coaches. $14 to 27, 3 turnovers for Lamar. That's ass, Lamar. That's ass, Lamar. And they getting penalties. Like, Bengals finna take this clock down and score a touchdown. Shit might as well be 7. Yeah, it really is. Hold on. Do Draymond Jones got a sack? But I need y'all to make the playoffs, though. I need y'all to make the playoffs, though. I need y'all to make the playoffs.
Nissan of Gadsden is stocking up inventory going into fall, and we need your help. Right now, we'll pay over book value for any.
Come on, man. Yo, Hendrix, what up? Yeah, Daniel Jones got a fractured leg. Probably a stress fracture. But nonetheless, mobile quarterback have an injury like that. Only thing you could see is like if the Colts clinch the division, were they in the playoffs? If they get to a point where they could just sit him and not play him, then that's a different story. But who knows if they can get to that point. Oh, huge play. Huge play. Big boy took the ball from him. That's a huge play. Why is Chase Brown not running the ball and P. Ryan anyways? Big boy strip sack and fell on it. That's crazy. That's crazy. What a play. What a play, y'all. Come on, Raven fans. Y'all supposed to be excited after that. A strip and recovery. Come on, man. Y'all supposed to be teed up. Y'all over there dead. He said game over. Oh, man. My boy got no faith in his team. That boy said back to the gulag, no faith in him. Come on, man. Have some faith in your boys, man. And y'all just got the ball back, man. Lamar got to do something with it, though. Do y'all think like sometimes Lamar get too in his head and just don't play? Man, who is Lamar throwing to? Who is Lamar throwing the ball to? Andrews ain't even try to fight for the first down. He said we just not get you about that high raise. Fire in Hong Kong. What's that about? Oh my God. He just took the ball from Zay. He just took the ball from Zay. Says Zay been missing all game. Yeah, he can't have like an all game. Not even gonna hold you. Bills, Ravens, Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns. They got a winnable schedule. That Bills game is everything though. Oh my God, Chase Brown. Giving these boys nasty one cuts. No, Zay cannot be a number one. He's really a slot. Zay is really a slot. And y'all see why when I be doing my draft board, I be wanting 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" receivers. I be wanting big receivers. Yeah. I don't know why they ain't never try to get a true one in on the Ravens. Ravens got Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Packers. Steelers. It's over for y'all. Yeah, I live with that. Yeah, announcers been Ryan Burrow. Hey, you know how that go. You know how that go. Happy Thanksgiving, Kayla. How you feeling, bro? Man, this whole the way this shit finna unfold gonna be crazy. GTA 4. I think the Bengals is too far back, but shit happens, bro. It's the NFL. Bengals gotta win out. Lamar played ass tonight. And I mean ass. Has anybody got they award from the game? Has anybody got their pack? AFC is so open. Yeah, this game's over. This game's over. All right, look. Y'all some goats. If y'all want to tap into the night stream, Shotbybuddha on Kick, Shotbybuddha on FB on Twitch. Appreciate everybody on Facebook and YouTube. I will break down y'all questions and upload them on YouTube in the morning. If y'all miss any of the podcast portion of Shot Talk, always go back on YouTube and catch those. I'll give y'all a 30-second reset. God first in the chat, and I'll be right back live in 30 seconds.